Making ambient music is easier than you might think. It's your boy, BADSOI, and I'm here to make music production accessible to everyone. If you've ever wondered how those long-form like meditation videos are made, this is just a couple of the ways that I do it. And if that sounds good to you, hit the like button, subscribe, and let's make some music together. So essentially this video is going to be a bit of a free plugin roundup. All the tools that I use are available for anyone to download and play with. I'll have them all linked in the description below. And then the video is also going to be a tutorial. I'm going to basically construct the track and you can see how it's done. You can follow along or you can just go off and experiment. So yeah, let's get into it. This song I released last year. So it's a lo-fi hip-hop beat inspired by Vampire Hunter D, so you've got that real dark fantasy, anime, medieval vibe. And I thought it would work great as an ambient piece, really ethereal, meditative. So we're gonna do a whole transformation on this song, so I'm gonna get rid of that. The very first thing I'm going to do is on our master channel, I'm going to load up a limiter. This one's called Wavebreaker, our first free plugin, and it's already automatically set to -1 decibels. I might put like -0.1 gain compensation in there. And if you don't know what a limiter does, essentially any audio above 0.1 dB loudness is just going to get cut off. So this is good to have on your master channel just to avoid peaking. And if you're still peaking, when this is on, then you know your music's too loud. Now to get to the actual music making, I'm going to load up an instance of our second free plugin, PaulXStretch. This is an extreme time dilation plugin. Time stretching plugin. And if you're ever wondering how Justin Bieber made Baby 800 times slower, this plugin is how it was done. Let's load up our audio file. Let's load up our instance of PaulXStretch and drag it in. So we can see here that the song is 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Here, the output length is 6 minutes 30. That's because it's been stretched twice. Now, if we just listen to it without doing anything, so you can hear that it sounds a little weird. The way I like to describe it is blurry. The song itself sounds blurry. We can get crazy with this if we were so inclined, and we could make it 16 hours long. Now there's a lot of sustained drones here. If you were looking for a 16-hour-long dark fantasy ambient track for YouTube, that might be one of the ways you'd do it. Me, personally, no. So let's bring it back down to just stretched by 5. That's going to bring it down to 16 minutes, which I felt was a good length. It sounded ethereal and slow enough without losing the definition of the song, which is something that can happen with this plugin. The more you stretch it out, your song is going to lose its definition. So if we just hit play again from here, so the song's moving, we can hear some bass frequencies in there, which we're gonna fix, but this is sounding good so far. Now, there are a bunch of tools here, which I'm not really going to get into in this video. As you can see, you can spend hours playing with this. You can edit, things like that. And then you've got these tools down here. For the sake of this video, we're going to turn this off and we'll just leave it as is. Filter, compressor, pitch shift, it's all off. But there's some of the things that you can play with. There were a lot of low-end frequencies there that we want to clean up. So we're going to bring in our third free plugin. This is a dynamic EQ called ZL Equalizer. This would give FabFilter a run for their money. I was looking for an alternative forever, stumbled across this, and I've never looked back. So what we're going to do is load in a high pass. Now, if you don't know what an EQ is, basically it allows you to manipulate the audio frequency spectrum, right? So from left to right, we've got our bass frequencies all the way to our high end. We're cutting out the bass at around 100 hertz. So if we hit play, now you can see there, that's where the bass is. But we don't want that. It sounds a little ugly. So we're going to cut it there. And if we unmute it, sorry, if we mute that EQ, we'll see that all the bass is coming up. And it's a little ugly. And that's a very simple fix. That's the easiest EQ I've ever had to do, but you can get wild. That's your dynamic EQ section there, which you can turn on. I'm leaving it for now, but it's there. As you can probably hear, the song sounds like it's been stretched. It's got a very distinct quality that you hear it and you're like, oh, this is just a song that's been stretched, basically. Now, I'm gonna make it a little prettier by adding some reverb. So this is our fourth free plugin. It's called Valhalla Supermassive. And this is just a really crazy delay / reverb plugin. It just has cool like presets. I don't really know how to describe it beyond that, but you've got your mix, your width, delay and warp, your feedback. You can EQ out frequencies here as well. And we're actually just going to shift this up so the equalizer comes after the reverb. Any frequencies introduced by this plugin will also be cut out by this plugin. All right, so let's hit play. So as we can see, it's suddenly way more spacious, way more roomy. It's a bit loud. I'm gonna dial back some of the reverb. Let's bring it to like 70%. And if we mute it, we'll see the difference. So it's suddenly lost all of its kind of power and its scale. But with Supermassive, it just sounds a little more ethereal, and it also helps in smoothing out that kind of stretched audio sound quality that stretched audio has. And yeah, so that is that's pretty much it, but we're not quite done. What we've done is create the track, but now we've got to bring it from PaulXStretch to our DAW, because everything is happening in this plugin. It's not gonna bounce out with all the stuff that we've added to it. So the first thing we do is hit render. So this is going to bring up an export window. Now I've already got a rework of DUSK. This was the original prototype, so I might bounce it out here. Now this is going to have no additional processing on it. This is just the raw audio file. And we've got a few options here. You can change the sample rate. You can have it loop a bunch of times. You can set a max duration. So yeah, it's really good for creating that kind of like generative audio. But let's just hit render. Okay, so I've dragged in the raw stretched version of the song. We did that through PaulXStretch here. Now we're going to assign it to track 10, which I've already done. This is now coming through our effects chain as per normal. So if we mute this and hit play, this audio file is now running through our Valhalla Supermassive and our ZL EQ through to the master channel, going through Wavebreaker here. We could leave it here, but something I really envisioned when I was creating the song is like gentle waves, like water, basically. Like how a river might flow through some ancient ruins, something like that. I'm gonna go over here to our sample pack. This is Life Ambient Recordings from Cymatics. Another free resource, by the way. There's part 1 and 2. They are both free sample packs, just full of Foley and environmental sounds. And we've got a bunch here. We've got Distant Ocean. We've got Distant Ocean 2. Let's go with Distant Ocean. To be completely honest, I don't remember what I originally used. This will probably be good enough, I'd say. Now, we've just honestly duplicated that a bunch of times. So we've got another layer on there, and what we're gonna do is hit Control L to assign that to another mixer channel. Now, we could assign this to track 10 as well, but what I'm gonna do is just route it there instead. So that way we still kind of have volume control going in before it goes into the chain. So let's bring that down in volume a little. We can load up another EQ to see exactly how this audio sounds. So there's a bit on the low end there, but that will be cut out from this instance of the EQ. And yeah, it's just kind of another nice texture. A little bit of noise, a little bit of hiss. So to quickly recap, we bring the audio in here, stretch it out, and then export it, drag it back into FL Studio and run it through our chain here, which so far is super simple. It's just a reverb and an EQ. And then into our master channel, wave breaker, which is preventing most peaking or clipping. And then we added in some ambient wave sounds as well. A quick note on mastering, the original version of DUSK had already been mastered. So the awesome thing about PaulXStretch is it's very good at preserving dynamics of a song. We're not gonna run a master chain here. It doesn't need it. You know, we don't want to master the song again when it's already been mastered. I might go through my master chain in another video, so let me know if that is something you'd like to see. And yeah, that rounds us out. So I'm gonna hit play. I'll have all the plugin links in the description. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. Like and subscribe. And I had a lot of fun doing this, so I might have some more on the way. Cheers, guys.